What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome to the very first episode of Advanced Warfare Maps Exposed. In this series, I'll be covering all of the jumps, spots, and lines of sight that I know of on every map in Advanced Warfare. In today's episode, we're going to be covering the map Comeback. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so let's start this off with just a little capture spot at the A flag. You'll notice it is quite wide open. It doesn't look like there are really any capture spots. But you can actually capture from this awning right here. It's really not like you're hidden, but it might give you just that split second of an advantage. Like as an enemy comes around a corner, he's usually going to be checking on the A flag, and that might be just enough time for you to pick him off from up on top of the awning here while you're capturing the A flag. Now for the B flag, it's very common for people to capture from like behind this little box right here, because it is really the only cover that you can use while you're on the B flag, aside from maybe capturing from here if they're coming from that direction. But especially if they're coming from this direction, this is where almost everyone is going to be. But I have a great line of sight to counter this from the A flag. And it's pretty safe, actually, to sit back here. So you can sit right up here and look at that. You can see right into the crate. You can see other areas of the B flag. So this is a nice way to defend the B flag. I wouldn't camp here all game or anything. Like, you're not going to get a ton of kills once they catch on to what you're doing. They'll end up just flanking you, but it is nice just to get that one kill. Maybe you die on the B flag and you spawn at A, and you just want to get that revenge kill off spawn. You pop up here, take your shots, and move on. Now over by the C flag, we actually have a couple similar lines of sight, so you can actually jump right on top of this bench right here. You have to do kind of a sideways jump. If you mantle onto it, you'll end up just mantling right over and onto the ground. But as you can see, once you hop up to the top of this bench, you can see a little bit of the capture area of the B flag. It's not quite as nice as that line of sight from A, but we do have a few more options as well. So we can also jump on this wall right back here, and you can see the right-hand side of where the B flag is. So let's just say they have control of that area already, and maybe they've got it locked down really well, like they're using that for cover. This is a great way to help break that setup that they have. You just pop up here, take your shots, and then you can push in and actually attack them. And another spot is where this dead body is for some reason, up on this window here. It's a little bit difficult. There you go. You just have to land it just right or else it doesn't quite work. But as you can see, you can sort of see in towards where the B flag is. You could also try and go over into this area here. It gives you a bit of a different angle on it. But it, like I said, again, it's not quite as good as that A flag line of sight towards the B flag. So they can still capture the B flag fairly easily. And you're not going to be extremely effective at actually stopping them from capturing the B flag by just hanging back like this. So I like to use this more of as an offensive sort of line of sight. So I'll jump up here, pick off a kill, and kind of weaken their defenses, and then I'll push in, knowing that I've got at least 1 or 2 kills on the guys that are trying to lock this doorway down right here. So I did want to mention while I'm here, while you can jump into these panes here, and you can actually even jump one step up from that, although it isn't really all that useful to be up here, you cannot jump through these windows at all. It's really unfortunate. You can actually get right on top of this pole if you wanted to. It's not a useful spot by any means, so this isn't designed to be useful, but it's more for demonstration purposes. You can just jump up like this. Actually, pretty much every one of these poles that are like this on this map, you can jump on top of, but you cannot jump through these windows, or you can't jump to this ledge here. You can use this as a line of sight for people that are coming around this corner, but as you can see, if I try to jump across, I just slide all the way down, and I don't catch on any sort of a ledge. And I have tried that multiple times. It does not work. So, unfortunately, you can't jump through that window. That would have been a nice little spot to take people off guard that are maybe trying to camp this doorway like this. But at least you do get a nice line of sight onto people that are coming around this corner. So, now that we're in this corner, I'll actually show you a line of sight towards the roof of the A building. There's almost always somebody going to be on that roof. And I see a lot of people challenging them from like right in this area here, trying to pick them off. They'll be usually hanging out right there. And this is more or less a fair gunfight. Like, he's got a little bit of cover, you've got a little bit of cover, and it really could go either way. It's kind of 50-50 in that situation. So instead, what I like to do is hop up on this area right here, and it may not look like it, but you will be able to see just the tip of his head and like the upper shoulders and head part of his body. So you should be able to pick him off through here, or at least sort of suppress him a little bit while your teammates push up, or if you have a sniper rifle, you can just pick him off right away. Now right here, again, you can hop up on top of this pole here, although it is quite useless from what I could tell. So if you just hop up on this railing first, you can hop and you should catch. Normally you catch that little ledge on it, but they all have a little ledge right there. And then from here, you can just sort of hop up to the top. You can move around a little bit up here, but really this spot is useless. You're wide open, and you don't have any really great lines of sight. I guess you could say that's a decent one, but not really, because people usually just boost through there anyways. So it's really useless, but I thought I'd show that you can actually do that. Now, if you want to attack the A flag area and you have somebody that may be camping in that corner at the top of the stairs here, maybe he's using this for cover, a great way to take him by surprise is to actually hop up right here, just strafe over onto this ledge, and you can peek through this little crack here. You do have to be relatively quick because he will eventually see you through that crack. He will notice movement as you come up through there, and he can see your feet. But you usually will take him by surprise there, and you can get the kill on him. Now, coming back the other way towards the C flag a little bit, a really common spot for people to sit, especially snipers, is right in that spot, right there on top of the roof. It is a little bit of a power position, and they'll often pick people off that are trying to rush through this area, trying to flank the B flag, because these people don't have a ton of cover that they can use effectively. They do have these pillars, but really the enemy always has the advantage here because he has that height advantage. So to challenge him, if I'm coming from this direction and we don't have this area locked down, I like to just boost jump up here, grab this ledge, and I can use this for cover while challenging him through here. So this is a much better line of sight, and in this case you actually have the advantage over him most of the time because he's got a lot of places to worry about, whereas you only have that place to worry about, and a little bit to your left, I guess, but it's not very common for enemies to come through here based on my experience. So this is how I like to take these snipers out. Another spot right here that isn't necessarily all that useful, but it may come in handy, like at one really specific circumstance, I guess, is if maybe you're trying to defend the C flag. You can jump up into these window panes here. You are very exposed to multiple places on the map, so I wouldn't recommend doing this unless it was a very specific situation and you needed to pick somebody off the C flag. You can't even see much of the capture area, but if he's standing right there, you might be able to pick him off. Alright guys, so before we wrap this up, I wanted to let you guys know what the map-specific streak is as well. And just in case you aren't aware, in Advanced Warfare, in order to earn the map-specific streak, it's the same as with Ghosts. You have to earn it via a care package. Unlike Ghosts though, you don't have field orders, so you have to actually equip the care package to be able to call a care package in to unlock these map-specific streaks. Now for comeback, the map-specific streak is the Walker tanks. Now there's two tanks and they sit outside of the map. They're there all the time, but they just sit there motionless unless you call this in. And once you do call them in, they basically fire a bunch of rockets all over the map. It seems to be almost randomly, just based on my experience with them, but it may actually lock onto enemies. I'm not too sure. So that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Maps Exposed. Let me know in the comment section below which map you'd like to see me cover next. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.